What's good, fellow outcasts and other rejects? It's Nier here. Welcome to WTC, the Anime Outcasts. First off, if you're new here, we upload anime what-ifs based around My Hero and other shows alike. Secondly, did you know only 80% of our audience is subscribed? If you want us to continue making videos, make sure you like and subscribe. Now, let's get into the video. Glancing at the note that was attached to the arrow that was in front of him, Izuku knew exactly who it was from. Hesitantly unraveling a piece of paper, Izuku's eyes widened at its contents. What was written on the note was an offer, a life-changing offer that would benefit his new journey as a hero. Hello, Midoriya. This note may come as a surprise to you. What I saw today was a frightened boy who wanted to show the world you can become someone else. Something else. When I saved you from that sludge monster, all I thought of you was some random kid who had a stream of bad luck. When I saw you run towards that spiky blonde from that sludge monster's clutches, I instantly knew you had potential. To do what was right, to help others and save others in need. As of writing this, I am 100% certain you have at least one conversation with the symbol of peace. I'm sure he deemed you worthy of his quirk, one for all. Don't ask me how. I know. I've been watching you ever since the sludge monster incident. After school, meet me at this location. If you decide not to show up, I understand. A lot has been going on with your life. I don't want to become another burden on your life. If you don't want to get involved, but if you do wish to accept my offer, then I'll see you tomorrow. From the Green Arrow. Read Izuku, placing the piece of paper back on his desk as he let his mind process everything that happened and what had transpired. Izuku knew that his life was messed up. Not being able to have a quirk, not being able to make friends, being bullied by the only people he knew. All of that took its toll on the young man. After all, he wanted to become a hero. He would do so no matter what the cost. Finally making his decision, Izuku went to sleep, knowing that whatever happened tomorrow would mold him into the hero he always dreamed of. As morning rose up upon the city of Japan, Izuku's alarm clock burst to life, causing the emerald eyes to open. The morning is here! The voice of All Might yelled repetitively, until Izuku pressed a button on top of his All Might alarm clock. Before he got changed, he glanced at the note the Green Arrow had given him the previous night. Quickly placing the piece of paper in his pocket, Izuku got ready for the day, as all he could think about was the offers that both heroes gave him the day prior. While eating breakfast, Inko noticed that her son was fairly quiet. It wasn't usual for him not to talk about heroes and his ambitions to become the next #1 hero every morning. Questioning her son out of curiosity, Izuku looked towards his worried mother.
Oh, it's nothing, Mom. It's just that I can't stop thinking about what transpired yesterday,
answered Izuku before continuing to eat his breakfast. After finishing his meal, Izuku finally ventured off to his junior high. Another day of torment for him. He's gotten used to the daily bullying and the daily routine of Bakugo and his friends. But to his shock and surprise, Bakugo didn't give him a daily dose of torment. Instead, he was being praised by everyone in the classroom for being able to fend off against a villain, since no one in his junior high had ever encountered a villain. Ignoring all the pride coming off the spiky blonde Izuku, took his seat at the back of the class, trying not to bring any attention to himself. With class finally underway, Izuku's junior high teacher handed out application forms regarding their future schools, as Izuku's class was already ready to graduate and move on to high school. Looking at the list of schools on the application form, Izuku already knew which one to tick off. UA High, the #1 school that teaches young individuals like him to become the next pro hero. Ticking off small box on a piece of paper, Izuku's fate was finally sealed. As Izuku handed the application form to his teacher, his eyes widened.
Midoriya, are you sure about this? You do realize that UA has the highest standards for any school, and people like you are going to have a tough time getting into the hero course?
Asked Izuku's teacher as he realized the burning determination radiating from Izuku's emerald eyes. Nodding at his teacher, Izuku's teacher took the application form from the young boy since he knew whenever Izuku made his decision, it was nearly impossible for anyone to deter him. With the class finally coming to a close, Izuku exited his junior high only to see a skinny, pale blonde man awaiting for him. It was All Might, running up to the deflated symbol of peace.
All Might, what are you doing here?
Izuku asked, only for All Might to place his hands on the young boy's mouth, silencing him.
Shh! Keep it down! I don't want anyone to know about my secret,
replied All Might, releasing his grip on Izuku's mouth.
Oh, sorry. I just got excited since you were right here.
Izuku states, looking down with embarrassment.
It's fine, young Midoriya. Anyway, shall we get going?
All Might asked just before disembarking from Izuku's junior high. Arriving at a beach filled with utter garbage, Izuku's eyes widened at the amount of junk that laid in front of the once beautiful beach. The confused Izuku looked at the smiling All Might, not knowing what to say.
All Might, what are we doing here? Why did you bring me here?
Izuku asked, not knowing why All Might brought him to the once beautiful park.
Young Midoriya, as you know, becoming a pro hero isn't an easy task. More specifically, inheriting my quirk, One for All. If I were to give it to you now, your body would instantly vaporize from the immense power. With that being said, we will train here every day until your body can take the power of One for All,
said All Might, revealing his plan to the young man.
What? You mean I'm not ready to inherit your quirk? I thought it was just one and done deal,
shouted Izuku, not realizing the amount of work he was going to put in order to become the next symbol of peace.
Young Midoriya, don't think that this will be an easy task. The reason why I'm doing this is to mold you into the greatest hero the world has ever seen. You have 10 months to ready yourself for my quirk. 10 months to prepare yourself for the future that lies ahead of you. You must decide if you really wish to become the next symbol of peace,
lectured All Might, as Izuku continued to look at the large pieces of garbage in front of them. Briefly taking some time to think it over, Izuku accepted. Although, that was his journey to becoming the next hero, would be a living hell the benefits far outweigh the pain that he would endure for the following 10 months. But before he could even speak, his phone went off.
A phone call is here!
Shouted the voice of All Might as Izuku quickly reached for his phone, while All Might coughed up blood from Izuku's ringtone.
I can't believe that kid has the same ringtone as me.
Though, All Might as Izuku noticed that an unknown number was calling him. Nearly forgetting the Green Arrow's offer, Izuku quickly turned towards the still laughing symbol of peace.
All Might, I'm sorry to cut this short, but I need to go. I gotta, help my mom with something,
said Izuku, not revealing his true intentions on why he had cut his training with All Might short.
Oh, don't worry, young Midoriya. We can meet here tomorrow. Your family is more important. Here's my number if you need to contact me. Tell your mom I said hi,
replied All Might as Izuku gave him his trademark smile before running off.
That kid, he's full of surprises,
All Might thought to himself as he continued to watch Izuku run off into the distance. Arriving at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city, Izuku stumbled at a large building. Clearly, no one had visited this warehouse in ages, Izuku thought to himself. Opening the door to the warehouse, Izuku walked in as the darkness immediately engulfed the room, as the door behind him closed, startling the young boy. Thinking that this was a trap, some kind of trick, Izuku's instincts started going off.
Green Arrow? Are you here?
Asked Izuku as all he got was his voice echoing through the large complex. Before his question could even be answered, the light suddenly came to life, lighting up the entire warehouse as Izuku immediately noticed tons of equipment in front of him. Training equipment, boxing bags, salmon ladders, anything an athlete or a gymnast could ask for was here.
Hello, Midoriya. So glad you could make it,
a distorted voice said as Izuku turned around only to see the same hooded figure he met yesterday.
Green Arrow? Is that you?
Izuku asked, looking at the emerald man that stood up in front of him.
Yes, it's me. Why were you late? I told you to come here right after school.
replied the annoyed Green Arrow, to which Izuku explained that All Might made an unexpected appearance at his junior high, and he wanted to train him.
Of course. All Might wants you to be ready for his quirk. Whatever he's planning to do with you. Whatever routine he's concocted, it isn't as great as what I'm planned for you.
The Green Arrow muttered, disliking All Might's training methods, as he considered him to be too soft.
What? What do you think that's the case? All Might wants me to clean the entire beach in 10 months!
Retorted Izuku, which only made Green Arrow chuckle at Izuku's response.
Oh, you think moving an entire junkyard in 10 months is gonna make you become the next #1 hero? Sure, anyone can do that if they put their mind to it. But what I have in store for you is nothing compared to All Might's childish routines. Starting today, the next 10 months for you will be a living hell. I will make you into someone else. Something else. I will mold you into a hero that the world has never seen. All you need to do is trust me.
The Green Arrow continued just as he approached the young Izuku Midoriya, extending his arm towards the green-haired boy. Thinking it over, Izuku contemplated who he was going to train with. His idol, or this hooded man that Izuku only met yesterday. His mind told him to go back out, and if this hooded figure could give him a better opportunity of becoming a hero, he would take it without a doubt. Finally coming to a decision, Izuku shook the Green Arrow's hand, sealing his ultimate fate as the Emerald Archer smiled.
Good. Now first things first. On the line!
The Green Arrow instructed to which Izuku listened. Standing behind the white line, the hooded figure told the boy the plan was simple. Get past him, and then ring the bell behind him. Thinking it was an easy task, Izuku ran towards the bell, only for him to be met with a kick to the torso, as Green Arrow promptly took him down without a hassle.
You're too predictable, Midoriya. Again!
Commented the Green Arrow, to which Izuku quickly got up and walked back to the line. This would continue for hours, as Izuku would be taken down by the hooded man. Unable to even ring a simple bell that was in front of him, Izuku grew tired, his frustration growing even ever so slightly.
This is so stupid!
Muttered Izuku, wiping off a speck of blood from his face, as his new mentor approached him.
You still think this is all cut and easy?
The Green Arrow asked, looking directly at Izuku's emerald eyes.
I came here to become the next symbol of peace, not ring a stupid freaking bell, and not play some stupid game!
Retorted Izuku, only for him to be silenced by the Emerald Archer.
This isn't a game, Midoriya. And if you need further evidence from that, then you will tell that to the gravestones of my former teammates back in Star City. Now get on the line!
Shouted the Green Arrow, to which Izuku reluctantly did. After numerous takedowns and numerous failures, Izuku wasn't able to ring the bell. But unbeknownst to him, he was becoming used to the Green Arrow's fighting style, slowly being able to dodge one or two of his kicks.
On the line, Midoriya. We're not stopping until you ring that bell.
Instructed the Green Arrow. Looking at the time on his watch, Izuku realized that it was already 10 p.m. Clearly, his mother would be worried about him. Knowing he had to go home and see his mother, Izuku stood back up with complete determination. 5 hours of his intensive training exercises, 5 hours of pain, 5 hours of trying to ring a simple bell.
Still want to keep going, huh? You got some guts, kid.
The Green Arrow compliments, impressed on how Izuku was still determined to ring the bell behind him. Running towards the hooded man, Izuku planned out his trajectory, where to go.
I'm not going to let myself get taken down again. I'm not going to let anyone else bully me anymore. I'll prove that I have what it takes.
Shouted the determined Izuku as he quickly ducked below the Emerald Archer's kick, surprising him.
Managed to avoid one of my kicks. Impressive.
Completed the Archer, impressed to see that Izuku was finally able to read his fighting style. And with that, Izuku rang the bell. After endless attempts, Izuku was able to complete the training exercise. Screaming at his victory, Izuku collapsed from the stress that he was exerted for the past 5-hour training session.
Good work, Midoriya. I knew you were able to do it.
Said the Green Arrow, extending his arm towards the tired-out Izuku Midoriya as he pulled the exhausted boy back up.
Thanks. I'm sure I have a long way to go.
replied the tired Izuku, wiping off the blood and sweat from his face, as his new mentor gave him a small letter, to which he quickly snagged.
What's this?
Izuku asked, looking at a piece of paper that read, Queen Consolidated Internship.
You'll be conducting an internship for Queen Consolidated. For the next 10 months, I'll be having you as an intern at Oliver Queen's company. He was fortunate enough to offer me a job as a pro hero. Show this to your principal and All Might tomorrow. We'll meet at the beach right after school. Don't be late.
Explained the Emerald Vigilante as Izuku continued to read the letter.
But All Might, he's gonna wonder where I am since I'm training with you,
Replied Izuku.
Which is why you're going to tell him you're going away for 10 months. If he asks you why, say your internship will help you become a hero.
Answered Green Arrow, to which Izuku promptly accepted. Before leaving, his new mentor told him to meet him at the pier after class. Nodding at his instructions, Izuku disembarked, heading back to home after a long day of training. Finally arriving home, Izuku's mother was shocked to see her boy completely beat up. His body was covered in scratches, bruises, and minor cuts. But Izuku reassured her that he did some extra work and that he had to help someone in need. Not knowing what Izuku really did, Inko brought his story, telling her son to be more careful next time. Izuku headed to his room, finally being able to rest from an intense day that the boy endured. The next day was the same as any other day, except for the fact that Izuku was going on a 10-month internship. Presenting the letter to his junior high principal, Izuku was excused from the rest of the school year. As his grades were at the top of his class, he was able to go on the 10-month internship. Before meeting his mentor at the pier, Izuku ran into All Might, informing him of his 10-month absence. Symbol of Peace understood his situation. Before leaving, he gave Izuku a piece of his own hair, instructing the boy only to consume it when his body was ready to sustain itself, promising him not to consume it until he was ready. All Might wished him good luck for his internship, waving farewell to his apprentice. Finally meeting the Emerald Archer at the Tokaba beach, Izuku quickly boarded the small boat. Wasting no time to get ready for his 10-month training session, the two disembarked to Izuku's internship, or so it seems. After a few days of being in open water, Izuku was instructed to slap a bowl of water in order to build arm strength. This continued for several days, as all he did was slap a bowl or complete an intense workout prescribed by Izuku's new mentor. With no time at all, Izuku's body slowly developed as he finally had arrived. Looking at the massive island covered with tall mountains and trees, Izuku's eyes widened at the massive island as he knew that the next 10 months of staying on this island would be a living hell. Thanks to Outcasts and Rejects for watching till the end of the video. If this video gets 80 likes in 2 weeks, we'll continue the series. Other than that, if you have any questions about the series or channel, sound off in the comments or feel free to join our Discord. And I hope you guys have yourself a wonderful day.